I would not say awareness is short. One thing you should also look at the behavior of these people. Even those who have the mosquito nets, like he said, how many of them are using them?
Because there are complaints. Because people complain about them.
You know, when you give out these nets, there are instructions. Oh, before you use the net, you air it for so number of hours. Are they complying? Are they actually following instructions? Some of them don't even, they just go get these mosquitoes. If you go to the mosquito nets, you go to the villages and some communities, they use it in their gardens. Instead of sleeping under it, they use it to cover their vegetable gardens so that insects will not eat them. Some use them to fish. So it's one thing for me to give you the net. It's another thing for you to use it. That's why even in that 2015, when we had the last net distribution campaign, immediately after the campaign, we went for survey, and the utilization was a sultry 13 or 16%, just a few weeks after the distribution. So that is something we also need to look at. It's difficult to get people to change their behavior, but we're not going to give up because they're not changing. We have to keep talking. We have to also, there are certain things that you don't have to wait for the government to do, like all the refuse around your house. Some you go out and you see the heaps of refuse, even when they come and evacuate. A few hours later, it's back to status quo.
Yes. So John, is it advisable on that net, on the net issue, is it advisable, I just raised it earlier, is it advisable to buy from those hawking? Because you also see those, you know, the hawkers asking you to buy even branded insecticide nets. Is it advisable for people to buy off the hawkers?
It's not advisable. It's not advisable because you don't know the sources of these nets. Some of them can, I'm sorry to say, might just pick any net, not necessarily treated, and seal them. Anyone can produce the package and seal it. So that's why for us, pregnant mothers, pregnant women, when they go for antenatal, they are supposed to be giving these nets.
Free.
Yes, mothers, when you come to the hospital with your child, especially the under 5, they are supposed to be giving these nets. When your child completes their immunization, on the last day, when they're giving their certificate, they're expected to give them nets.
But does this still happen in the FCT, given that you said the last
actually it's not really been happening sustainably recently. So I think one thing we should also look at is why, the question we should ask ourselves, why are these things no longer happening? My colleagues here have mentioned it. The level of funding that was made available for these control programs, I believe, are no longer there. So most of the programs, control programs that we have, are donor dependent. And as long as you're depending on donors, there is no hope for sustainability. These donors are not going to be here forever. Once they leave, what happens? Everything comes to a standstill.
Like the